Want to hear the best soundtrack of the year? The Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 soundtrack is our item of the day. You can buy it from the Great Media Universe store below.
Hello everyone, this is Kevin, your entrepreneur, and do you own a car? Do you feel like you need to own that car now that Uber and Lyft is around? When Uber and Lyft left Austin, Texas over the fingerprinting issue and returned, there was an ample opportunity to study how people reacted in their lifestyles in regards to car ownership. And the results were really interesting. Many people, of course, returned to using their own car. Some people who didn't have a car bought a car because Uber and Lyft wasn't around. Only 3% of people returned to public transportation. And 100% of people said they need a car on some level without Uber and Lyft. Now, this shouldn't be a surprise. But what was interesting is how many people actually had bought the car because Uber and Lyft had gone. These were mostly young people who, when Uber and Lyft came around, yeah, they had got their driver's license, but cars were expensive. And with a cheap ride-sharing service, a lot of people did not need a car. What the study concludes then is with certain areas, Uber and Lyft might be so cheap that a good portion of people might just not feel the need to own a car and just use Uber and Lyft. And you know what? I agree with them. I know people who, especially poor people in California, who they pretty much just use Uber and Lyft to get to and from work, maybe to a school meeting once in a while. They want to save money as much as they can because California is ridiculously expensive. Like, it's way more expensive than it should be. And I've wanted to do a video about the California cost of living for a long time. I don't know where it fits in with this channel, but let's just say I've been stressing about the future. And it's not because of what Uber and Lyft are paying, although that certainly doesn't help. It's because even with my combined businesses that bring in a pretty healthy amount of money, California eats a lot of that money. But I don't know if some of those businesses would be successful anywhere else. So, just saying that. And there are people in California who work minimum wage jobs, and it's like a car payment and gas is just one more thing they don't want to deal with. So, you know what? Hey, if they need to go to work 5 times a week, say, and they spend like $4 to get to work each day. That's $40 a week. But a car payment would be like $250 a month, plus an extra $80 in insurance a month, plus an additional $20 to $30 in gas every week or so. Well, you know what? It's pretty obvious. Uber and Lyft are a lot cheaper, and people want the cheapness. So they sold their cars. They got rid of that car payment, that insurance, and they just take Uber and Lyft. So here's where the article is correct. While at the rates they are at, Uber and Lyft could put car ownership out of business. Here's the thing though. The rates will go up. I know I complain about it all the time. I know we haven't seen it happen. I know they've been stubborn about it, but here's the thing. You look at the losses, you look at the fact they want to go IPO soon, they're going to go up. They are going to go up. So the question is, I don't doubt an article like this, but the article does not take into account that the rates will go up. What if the rates do go up? I think the rates will have to go up at least $1.50 a mile with a minimum $8 trip because Uber's going to have to stop subsidizing the rates. And I'll show you what I mean, what a subsidized rate looks like in this future video. But when that happens, is it then cheaper to own a car? Because I don't know. Here's the thing. I think Uber and Lyft are great tools. I don't know if they should be services you depend on 100%. Obviously, people might disagree with me. And in fact, if you do disagree with me, I encourage you to tell me below. But there's a lot to say about owning a car of your own, especially since I like to do a lot of road trips. So it's going to be interesting because one of the things that I've been most concerned about is the rates have been low so long. We have started seeing in some states that, not just Texas, but I hear in Virginia, of all places, a lot of people have gotten rid of their cars and they just Uber and Lyft everywhere because it's so cheap. Or in Detroit, 30-cent a mile a rate, I think it's still 30 cents a mile. Well, they Uber, they don't own a car anymore. And people get dependent on it. But what happens when those rates go up? Well, then their budget has to double to accommodate that rate. Will they be able to get a new car because they're paying the double rates now? I don't know. It's a very interesting situation, I think, because Yeah, car ownership is like one of those things where it's like, hey, you just need a car. I think everyone agrees that without a car, life is a little bit more miserable. Public transportation is especially miserable. But then isn't Uber and Lyft public transportation? Uber and Lyft is way more direct than the buses, for example, and takes a lot less time. But people are willing to pay it when it's $4. Are they going to be willing to pay for it when it's $8 to do a daily short trip every day? I don't know. I don't know. And also, I suspect, can't prove it, but I suspect Uber Pool will be going away as well. So that would also increase the cost. But it's a very interesting article. You can read the whole thing below, and I encourage you to. I thought it was very interesting myself. But what do you folks think? Do you think Uber and Lyft could kill car ownership? Do you think it will kill car ownership? And in fact, are you one of those people who got rid of your cars to do Uber and Lyft? And if you did, are you going to stick with that stance once the rates go up? I would love to know. Comment below. Like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy the videos I make, consider becoming a Patreon member for as little as $1 a month. $5 a month gets you access to exclusive videos not available anywhere else on the site. And if you want to try driving for Uber and Lyft and maybe make some money yourself with the car that you are paying for, use referral links below. You'll get a nice little bonus, and it'll help support the site. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.